going on, YouTube? I'm Miss Moffat. I'm sitting on topics, ready to spill the tea and tell all the gossip. I am here to review the third episode of season 2 of Queen Sugar. So the episode starts out, Aunt Vi and Hollywood are getting it in. She done licked all the chocolate off that milk dud, honey. They done went and got a room at the Days Inn, and they is shacked up for the next 2-3 days, and they are loving it. And one thing that I can relate to is things coming to an end after you're having such a good time. You know how you go on a vacation or you go to visit someone or something like that, and you know that that day is coming where you all got to pack up and say goodbye. And throughout their trip, Vi is having those feelings. She's like, yeah, we got to realize that all good things come to an end. Just being a deadbeat. Hollywood's like, don't worry about that. Enjoy it while it lasts. So next, we get a scene with Charlie and Davis. Charlie then went over there to fight with Davis about having custody. She finds out that Micah never told Davis that he wanted him to have custody. And I'm like, what does that matter if he said the words, I want you to have shared custody with dad? He wants to see his dad, and he should have every right. And don't get me wrong, I am not here for Davis at all whatsoever. I think he's trash. But that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to be a dad. You got people out here or women out here who came and get their husband to buy their babies a pack of diapers. And here you got a man that wants to spend time with his son, and you're trying to block that. Shame on you, Charlie. So anyway, Davis hit her with the jugular. He's like, oh, and by the way, I know that you forged my name on that loan document. My attorney called me and told me as soon as it went through. And she's stuck in her shit. Tom was like, oh, well, it still doesn't matter. This is the problem with Charlie. Charlie likes to run everything. Charlie likes to be in control. She likes to be the winner, and she can't take a loss. She's too prideful. Again, I think she's a Capricorn, but she still won't let him have that. He's like, look, just give me share custody with Micah, and you can have the loan. That's that's an easy solution to a problem that you're trying to make, Charlie. So then we get to Nola. Nola's actually in Atlanta doing a conference on police brutality. And the undertone is Black Lives Matter, or do they? They have a panel of esteemed educators and doctors and things, doctors and people in that field to discuss. Does Black Lives Matter? Should we stop blaming the man? Should we pick up our boots by the straps and really tackle on being a greater nation? And Nola meets this guy named Dubois. He's a doctor, I believe, of skin. And they get into a heated debate on stage. And it's not even a nasty debate. It's more so that they're flirting with each other. It's like, and you think that Black lives don't matter, or you should stop blaming men. It was almost like they were doing a tango in a debate. In a debate, you know how combative Nola is, and I think she met her match. And I was liking her being paired with this guy. I think he challenges her. I think he is her yang to her yin. So we're gonna see where this goes. So now we get to Ralph Angel. Okay. Blue is outside playing, and all of a sudden there's a drone that is flying in around the farm, and Blue finds it, and the drone crashes into a tree, and Blue screams, and Ralph Angel runs out there to see if Blue is okay. So he finds the drone, and he knew immediately it's from them nasty Landrys. So he puts the drone in the trash bag, and he shows up to the Landry's office talking about I brought back your toy. And the younger Landry son, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He dumped the thing out. He said, here, you can have your toy back and stay away from my farm. So the Landry son made a smart remark to my son, well, it's not safe to have your son playing outside by himself. When I tell you, Ralph Angel gathered him by the collar and was ready to give him every piece of a fist. And Landry was like, oh, go ahead. That's the one thing you need, convict. Egging him on. I said, oh, that's okay, Ralph Angel. We'll get him back in different ways. So, he goes and tells Charlie what happened. You know how she is. What? You went there without me? is all about Charlie. She need to work on that. She really does. That is not becoming of her to always want to be in charge and tell everyone what to do. And she is so patronizing to Ralph Angel. Let that boy spread his wings. You never know what he can offer. So, we get back to Vi in Hollywood, and they're having a nice dinner with the plastic champagne flutes that you drink at New Year's. I was like, look at this mess. And Hollywood tells Vi, he said, you know what, you ain't got to worry about me going back to the rig, because I'm not going back. You're more important. So it's nice to see that he gave up what he loved to do for Vi, because he really loves her. The reason he gave it up because he's going to have to finish that 6-month stint. And he didn't want to be away from her. He wanted his woman. And mind you, the only reason that he signed up for 6 months because he and her were fighting. And because he hadn't gotten a divorce. So he went and signed up for a 6-month stint on the oil rigs. And that's, you know, that's 24/7. And he's going to be around his girl. And they back together. So she's all happy. So they go home. When they get home, Charlie and Ralph Angel, Micah, and Blue had threw them a surprise party to let them know that, hey, we glad that y'all back together. Because nothing is right unless y'all are right in the house and y'all are together. So that was nice. So Micah is on the back patio. And Ralph Angel goes out to talk to Micah, because, you know, Ralph Angel was a product of the prison system as well. So he goes and tells Michael, keep your head up, you know, you need to talk, just let me know. And Charlie overhears them having this conversation. She tells Ralph Angel, thank you. So Ralph Angel and Charlie went to go see Ashley before that happened. So that night, Ralph Angel goes home. This is really important. He goes home in the middle of the night. He hears a truck and men talking, and he goes outside and he sees some men in burlap sacks over their heads stealing his crop. And he actually ends up catching one. How about one of the men that were stealing the crop was one of the black farmers on the association? And he's like, the only reason I did it because I'm out of a job and the Landrys hired me to do it, and it was easy money. And, you know, Charlie, she's half white. She's ready to, well, I want to call the police and get him prosecuted. And we're going to embarrass the Landrys. She's all about a win. And Ralph Angel's like, hold up. I understand where he's coming from. Not knowing how you're going to provide for your family. Not having enough money to do what you need to do. I understand exactly where he's coming from, Charlie. Let me handle this. So surprisingly, she didn't call the police and she let Ralph Angel handle it. But they did go see them Landrys. Now, they won't get off that quick. She goes, they go up there and they're like, the Landrys are like, oh, what a surprise. He said, oh, and Charlie's like, yeah, because we come see trash in the daytime. And he said, she said, listen, boys, you stay away from my farm. That's what you can do. And if you keep coming around our farm, you don't want no parts of us. Basically, that's what she was telling them. You don't want no parts of what we got. And he goes, do you think you can beat us? And she goes, that's a question you should ask yourself. And they walk out. So because Charlie saw Ralph Angel interacting with Micah, she finally came to the conclusion that Micah does need to be around his father. So they tell Vi in Hollywood, we're going to go for a couple of days so y'all can take time to be around each other and rekindle what you have. We're going to go stay somewhere else. Charlie actually ended up dropping Michael off at Davis's. And she goes, and of course she couldn't leave without the last word. If you mess this up, Davis, you'll regret it. I'm like, Charlie, who does she think she is? I really used to like how strong she was, but it's like she got a little taste of victory, and now she thinks it's owed to her that she always has to be victorious. And you don't have to fight everything. Listen to Iyanla. Iyanla told Gloria Govan, you don't have to fight everybody. Let it go. Let it go, beloved. So, the episode ends with Nola leaving Atlanta, and the guy, Dubois, he's asking her, can I give you a ride to the airport? She's like, no, I'm good. And I think we're going to see a lot more of his character. I think he's really a match for her, and I think he tickled her in a way she's never been tickled before, and not physical either. So that's always a good thing. I do want to put out a shout out in the show. At the end of the show, the song that was playing was called "The Lung" by Hiatus, and it was so beautiful. I Shazammed it. There we go. And it's a nice song. So if you were ever wondering, that's where That's what that song is titled. So that is my review of Queen Sugar episode 3. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.